Bake a hot cake every hour. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time, time, time. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time. And welcome to volume 6 of our food notes, our cooking show, here in my brother's kitchen in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Well, today we're gonna cook a very simple meal. Again, a typical meal that we grew up with, and it's called in Swiss German Hörnli mit Kochetem, which means like ground beef with elbows, elbow max. So we hope you're gonna enjoy this menu. So what we're gonna need today for this meal is similar to what we used before, but we need apples because we're gonna make applesauce again because it just fits so well with this menu. So we got some apples. We bought some apples, and we need a little bit of flour for the meat later. And we got some spices. Got Italian herbs. We got our aromat, a little bit of salt and pepper. We need a little bit of vanilla extract for the apples. Yeah.
Some Swiss cheese to put on, or Parmesan, garlic, just about 3 cloves or so. Yeah. A little bit of onion. We have an onion and a half an onion, 3/4 of an onion.
Yeah.
We use tomato paste, a couple of teaspoons.
Well, it's about. I think it's
half of that.
Yeah. About a soup spoon, How do you call that? The bigger spoon.
Tablespoon.
The tablespoon. Yes, 2 tablespoons.
We got a pound and a half of elbow macaronis, and then we have 2 pounds of chopped beef.
Yes, and then we also need some olive oil and a little bit of wine. It's a lot of people make jokes about how they cook with wine, and sometimes they also put it in their food. But the first Maynard told me that I had to laugh so hard 25 years ago. But anyway, we need a little bit of wine, and you don't have to use wine. I mean, it's optional. We like the taste of it, so you'll see how we're going to use it.
So we start with peeling our apples again. They're going to take the longest, and we want them slightly cooled off by the time we eat.
Yes.
All right.
So Uwe's using the knife. I can also use the peeler. However you want to do it. We used to go up here, in the brushy mountains and just buy bushels of apples, and we buy so much that we make jars of applesauce. We can them ourselves, but we ran out, so we have to make it. But it's so easy to make, and it's delicious. So I'm just going to take a half an apple and then just cut the inside out a little bit, and then just sort of cut it like this, pieces like this. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put the apples just like this sliced. I'm just gonna put them on the stove. You have to see the right one here, yeah. Now turn it up, real high, pretty high, just for a second. With the vanilla extract, I'll wait a little bit, Sometimes there's certain vanilla extracts that can turn a little bitter if you cook them too long. But I don't know. But I just wait a little bit, with it. But I don't do anything. I just leave them like they are. Now the pot is nice and hot. I just gotta turn it down so they don't. Yeah, it's looking good. It smells delicious.
onions and cut them up. Jens is at the apples. Hörnli und Koches, that was a typical meal that we'd have when we go to the ski camps in school. When we grew up in Switzerland, it was always wonderful food when you're a little damp and cold after a day of skiing. And Jens and I would love the kitchens in those camps. One of those camps, my brother lost his skis and he spent most of the camp in this kitchen. And
I remember it.
oh yeah.
We went. I didn't have ski. I didn't have skis. So a friend of mine, his name was Werner Geng. He was a farmer's son, and he had skis that his grandpa made by hand, and they were round in the bottom. They were for deep snow skiing. And of course, I didn't have the fixation for the boots, shoes. So I didn't have ski boots either. So
just rubber boots.
No. What I did, I went to the Brockenhaus, which is like a second-hand store, and I bought army, used old army boots, shoes, leather shoes, and we screwed them right through the side of the sole, screwed them right through the wood, right, with big machine screws. We drilled holes and we put the shoes right on there, and this is how I showed up at
all the other kids had these wonderful highfalutin.
Yeah, we just didn't have that at home. So it was an icy day. I remember it was up in, I don't know where it was, but it was an icy day. And
was that the Spluten thing?
I can't remember where that was, but but everybody started going downhill, and I tried to follow them with these ski, and I made these sticks out of myself, out of hazelnut branches, and. But I just couldn't even get up because it was so icy and there was no how do you count it? That one does. Well, just the side, the metal strip that's on the side of the ski, keeps you from falling over. But so then it almost broke my foot, So I had to give up really on that day. If the snow would have been really deep, it would have been okay. But like that, it was not. So I didn't have any skis. So I went back to the kitchen, and for the rest of the week we were up there. I helped in the kitchen. We cooked. And this is one of these meals. That in every ski lodge, and every Swiss ski lodge, at one point you're gonna have this meal.
Yeah. And of course, when we cooked it there, 50 pounds of onions, and you cook for 300 children.
Yeah, but it's such a rewarding food,
comfort food.
Yeah, it's just wonderful, especially when you're out all day and you're out in the fresh air and you come home and you get this on the table. It's about as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm. What I like about this meal is that it's such a basic thing that you can vary it endlessly. And I think most cultures up north, like America or Scandinavia, Germany, they all have their own way of doing this. Some do it without garlic, some do it with a white sauce. There's so many different ways of doing this. It never ends. You can make curries out of it, or even bake it in the oven. And I just love the variety that you can get with this. The fat is nice and hot. I'm going to put the onions and garlic in there, and also put the bouillon in there. Saute everything for a moment. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I would just put a little olive oil in there, just start off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how it smells already, the onions and the apples. Isn't it just wonderful? You know what? I think I'm going to open the wine.
Yes, you go open the wine.
This stuff is so heavenly, this cooked in tomato paste. This
concentrate.
Concentrate. It's just wonderful.
You're going to put a good spoon or two in.
Yeah, that's enough.
In the,
definitely.
And give it a little bit of a stir so you can caramelize a little bit.
Are you hungry?
I'm getting there. Okay. I think, what are you thinking? Can we turn the apples off?
Just turn them low, lower.
Lower.
I know this is about.
Oh, this is high.
This is high. Okay, this is fine. It was already low. That's good. Okay, now we gotta put the meat in. Das ist verbrenntes Tomaten ein bisschen.
Super, ja. Don't worry if you have a little crust down here. It's all going to go away when we add the wine and the water.
Yeah, this is all gonna add to the taste. Now we have to spice it a little bit, and now a lot of the oil of the meat is coming out, and it's helping. So I can put some of these Italian. It's an Italian mix. It's a regular Italian herb mix. I'll put some of that in. We already got the garlic in. Pepper. And salt. And I always put it first on my hand so I know how much I'm putting in. If that's about right. For this amount, for now. So I'm gonna take some flour. I'm just gonna sort of use this little tea, how do you call it, tea sieve?
Little sifter.
Sifter, yes, and just put it in here with the meat. A little more. So I think that's enough for now. Uwe is playing a tune, and the tune is called By the Mill Pond. I've written that many years ago for the Banjo. It's one of my solo albums, I think. But it was so funny when I bought the land here, and I went to the office, the title office. What title? What's the subtitle office? What is it? No, it's where you have
For your deed, where you register of deeds.
Yeah, and on the original deed on the land, the first sentence is by the mill pond, where it describes, the land. There used to be a mill pond down here. So, now, need some water and some wine. Put some wine in.
How much was that again?
Huh?
How much wine was that again?
I don't know, I just put some wine in here. A good glass. It's a good glass, I guess. You see, the consistency, I want it to be not too soupy. But, and now I'm going to add some water as well. Yeah. Take the water out right there. So I'm also going to put some water in here. It's because the wine is good for the taste, but it doesn't take all that much. Okay, now. So we're going to put it on low temperature and just let it sit for a while. And I think at that time, we can play some more music. What do you think, Uwe?
When we're done with the show, I have to take the guitar home and wipe it all down because it always smells like garlic and a little bit of onion.
Well, and hey, Nino. Oh, Nino, my little Nino. And with the wine, it really doesn't matter what, don't buy expensive wine, for, there's good, look, just, Italian wine, French wine. This is Spanish. You don't have to go for the very high priced stuff. I don't, I personally prefer wine that's not too sweet and not too heavy either, just nice and sour actually. You know, it's like a Merlot grape or something like that. Tell you the truth, I had to add a little bit more wine. But now, you see, the consistency is like this. This is about perfect. Just have to let it sit for a little bit and maybe add a little bit more water, but actually, this is looking really, really good. Well, we're gonna, you know, we just put the water for the elbows up, you know, just fill some water in there, some salt, and let it get hot. You know, you can easily, you know, put the pasta in while the water is still cold. You don't have to worry about that actually. Some people go, oh, no, but with the dry pasta, it really doesn't matter. But the advantage waiting until the water boils is that Uwe also said, you know, the packages said how long you have to boil them, and you just set a little clock, and you're fine, you know. So otherwise, you have to always try them and look at them. This is my. Oh, let me tell you about this banjo. Come a little closer, would you? See, Greg said they're going to build me a banjo, a silver eagle that I helped, you know, develop, and then they called up Uwe and said, "Do you think Jens would like carving at the heel?" And Uwe said, "Yes, make the carving." And so Greg, you know, made this beautiful carving here. In the beginning, when I had the banjo, I thought, oh no, you know, it's difficult. You know, when you play up here, your thumb rubs on the carving. But now I've gotten used to it, and I actually really enjoy it. So this has just got an oil finish on it. It's an eagle banjo. Look how beautiful it engraved it is. Silver plated, turns black and all kinds of colors. But there's Alison Brown, you know, developed a banjo for Deering Banjo Company with. It's called the Julia Bell, which has motives of John Hartford design, you know, on the peg head, and John Hartford, he used the banjo tuned way down low, you know, all the way down to D. So they're special strings, they're thicker. So I put them on the Silver Eagle just the other day. Yeah, it sounds amazing. Wait, let me try. Yes. Yeah, well, I don't know.
the twilight in the evening, so soft and low, so low. On the farm in Louisiana, where the old red river flows.
Why is this so hot? Why is the rum always empty? Ah, this looks good, huh?
Smells good.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, let's put the noodles in. So, time for the noodles.
You need to stir them a little bit though.
Oh, wait a second. No. Oh, the apples. That's what was smelling. We see, remember last time we went to apples and we completely dissolved them, and put some lemon juice in there. A little different. This time, we just want to keep, I also put a little bit of water, I think, last time, but this time, I just wanted to keep the pieces a little bit bigger. So I have a little bit something more texture. And also, you can see, they're almost caramelized, now because the pot was nice and hot. And with the last piece we played, I almost ruined them, but they're perfect now. Of course, this is optional, but I like a little aromat in here, just a little bit. Yes, and I need to put a little bit more salt in because it just wasn't quite enough. I'm always a little careful, and I'll wait till everything's almost done, and then I put the salt in. It's like what you do. Same thing, But this looks good now, so I turned it off. That's perfect.
While Jens was checking his meat, I realized that I usually buy like a quarter pound extra meat so I can try more. Because you have to keep on trying. Is there enough wine? Is there enough water?
Yes.
Is there enough salt? And so it adds up, as you can see. The noodles are cooking, so we have about 6 more minutes. I never expect to see you anymore. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountain. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountain. Oh, my home's across the Blue Ridge Mountain. And I never expect to see you anymore. Rock the baby feeling rock the baby feeling candy. Oh, rock the baby feeling candy. And I never expect to see you anymore. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, my home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I never expect to see you anymore. General Jackson. I'm gonna ride with General Jackson. I'll have to ride with General Jackson, and I never expect to see you. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, my home's across the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I never expect to see you anymore. And I never expect to see you anymore. And I never expect to see you anymore.
You know, when I first heard the song, I actually played it with Bob Paisley. Of the son. Bob Paisley was from up here in Jefferson, I think, West Jefferson, with his son Danny. And I mean, they came in with the Bluegrass family. We organized a concert for them. They did a Europe tour, and it's unbelievable. The son and the father, they played 2 Martin D18s, and they really played rhythm like crazy. And it was like a wall of sound. And Steve Huber played banjo with them on that tour, I remember. And I played banjo with them, and we played My Home's Across the Blue Ridge Mountains. And Danny Paisley sang. It's unbelievable how he sang. And the way they played guitar, you know, and Uwe and me became such fans of Danny and Danny Paisley. And, you know, and when we were up in Boston, remember?
That was, I think, the last time we saw him.
Yeah, so we were up there and we saw Danny, he played. It was such an amazing experience how they played bluegrass. It's just the real deal.
It's the real deal.
The real deal. And every time you sing the song, I have to think of Danny Paisley and his father. Yeah.
Noodles are good. I hope.
You know what, Uwe?
Huh?
We're gonna put some butter in here. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Put a little bit of butter, and this is real Swiss. You know, in Switzerland sometimes they would eat the Hörnli only with aromat.
Yes.
Only with aromat and butter. So
It's gonna be the real deal.
yeah. It smells like when we were children, you know. Well, some people, you know, like the Uwe, for instance. Not some people, but Uwe really likes the
Apples.
the apples in the side dish. But you know, I like them also on the plate. But you can do however you like it. But like this. And a little bit of cheese. I'm gonna grab it by hand. Just put a little bit on there.
The cheese like that?
Yeah, that's it.
This looks really good.
There's the moment of truth.
The moment
It's
of
hot.
truth,
Watch
you
out,
know,
don't burn
okay.
yourself.
Very good.
You gonna make this?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this. This is something Jody will eat.
And how do we say in Swiss German? En gute miteinander.
It's very good.
So here we are, Hörnli und Kochitz.
Well,
Just a little different version than Hamburger Helper, which is also good, you know. But this is how we do this.
yeah. This was a very much, this was a very enjoyable show for us to make. Brought back so many memories of our childhood, and we hope you enjoy this meal when you make it. You take care. We love
Bye.
you.
See you
Take
next
care.
week.
Bye bye. Bye bye.